Hi guys, so I'm out in the garden this evening. Just before it starts to get dark, a little bit of movement and strength. Join me if you fancy it. So in standing, we're going to start off just spread out all the way from fingertip to fingertip and come right up to arms overhead. Turn your palms towards me and let your shoulders drop down away from your ears. Then open up, palms down. Breath in, nice long shape through the back of your neck, and then palms down, pushing a little bit of pressure downwards. Breath in, open the front of yourself a little bit more. Breath out, push down. Now if you want to, you can bring a little bit of movement in through the leg up, push down. As you do this, you're keeping your trunk nice and long and tall. Try and let the knee float up a little bit higher than maybe it usually would. And through. Now I want you to think about keeping your arms quite long and powerful. And then think about the attention back in the legs. Does one knee drift up a little bit further than the other? A little bend in the middle. Pick up, little bend. Keep those knees wide over your toes. Great. Pause here, legs straight, arms long. And we're going to go a little bit harder and faster and pick up and... So you're using your trunk to keep nice and steady through your body. So there's not too much forward and back. And try not to let the chest come down to meet the knee. Keep that up long. Keep it going. Don't let those shoulders start to bunch up near your ears. You've got that lovely long neck to look after. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet together. Breathe. Roll back. Breath in. And through. Keep that going. Now let those long arms come straight up beside your ears now. Shrug and drop. Shrug and drop. And drop. Let one come down and you're going to unleash your inner cheerleader a little bit. Now you're not just using the arms here, although we are focusing on arms. You're using a little bit of work through the shoulder blades as well to really pull down. And you're working at keeping the trunk strong too. We're going to slow it back down a little bit. So how high can you get your arm up without having to compromise your form and your trunk? Keep length through your back. Make space under your arm there. Feel that, breathe into it. Change sides. Leave both hands up and we're going to take a little kick backwards. Now it gets harder when you add this in, not to let this happen, okay? So try and keep the knees in a line and try and work on just getting the heel towards, but mostly you're focusing on this, that you're maintaining this nice strong part here. Now if you want to, you can do just arms or just legs, or you're going to put that together. I told you there was a strong cheerleader vibe. And get up on the toes. Now work through your centre. Don't let those shoulders start to bunch up near your ears. Now don't worry if you can't kick your heels right up to your bum, just go a little bit. How are you doing? Yeah, hang in there, come on. Breathe, make your arms even longer, and you're nearly there. Let the arms roll all the way back in a nice wide circle, then roll down to release through the back of yourself. Stretching out your hamstrings after that bit of work, letting between the shoulder blades get wider and ease out, and let your head go completely. Bring your weight a little bit more onto the balls of your feet. Breathe and come on up slowly. The head is going to be the last thing to come up. Adding in a little bit of rotation. Legs are tight together for now. Hands into prayer. Keep the bottom half of yourself solid and steady. Spine twist. Press your hands together and return. So don't let this follow you round, like you're in that magician's box where someone gets chopped in two and just the top half is moving. Now try and get where your hands are. That's the focus. So from your breastbone, rotate a little bit more. Coming back. Now again, keep the length in the back. So as you go around, stay tall in the back. And don't let this type of thing happen. Now when you get around, you're going to add a little point down with the hands, then back in and around. You use your trunk, point down with the hands, push them together, come in and around. And then, if you want to go a little bit more, instead of coming in, we're going to go all the way up and over. So it's a bit more like an axe swing. Don't be like me, keep your shoulders down. Come across and through. And all the way. Last one. Push the palms firmly together to get a little bit more work through the arms. Other direction. Glue the legs together. Twist. There's a nice breeze out here. And again, palms together, strong arms. Now it might be a little bit easier going one way or the other. Point down, push the palms together. Back up and around. Same thing. Don't let that pelvis come with you. And through. Now this time you're going to make it much more into a fluid movement of a chop. Coming across, swing back, chop round. Breath in, return. Breath out with the activity. Coming back. Try and push your hands together. Imagine that you were holding something in there. You had to really work at keeping it steady. Last one. Okay, great. Take the legs a little bit further apart and just hang out and have a little stretch here. You should feel it in the inside of the thigh. Other side. Great stuff. Keep those legs nice and wide now. And if you want to, you can add a kick, just like we've did a minute ago, into your chop, all right? But careful that you're still keeping the pelvis quite steady. You don't want the leg to be swinging all the way around with you. Get ready. Breathe in, prepare, let your trunk move and chop. Push those hands together. Let your trunk move. So you're using your obliques, the muscles at the waist. You're using a little bit of the triceps at the back of the arm as you push those arms straight, palms together. Keep it going. 5, 4. Stretch up, open out, stretch the leg, other way. Get ready. Now for me, If I do too much looking around down at my hands, I get a bit dizzy. If that works for you, that's fine. But if you'd rather keep your head facing the front, you're going to not get so dizzy. Hands together, hard. Swing right over your shoulder. Kick firm with that heel. Last one. Keep the legs apart but turn sideways. Coming down into a little bit of a lunge and tuck that tailbone under. You're going to go from here to letting your knee float all the way up. And then change sides. So you should feel a stretch there. So we're working a bit on balance here. And I want you to see if you can just catch under your thigh, okay? If you can't quite get under here, you might use like a scarf or something just to hold on to underneath your thigh. And you're going to work at the standing leg, staying very steady, trunk strong, and just a lift up. Now I want the first few just to feel like you're oiling this joint nearly. So you're trying to get an extra little bit of movement out of that hinge of the hip. Changing sides. I'm not so good at balancing on this leg. Yeah, got it? Kind of. You can stay near the wall. Don't have any accidents, please. A little bit of extra movement. Now give the legs a little shake. And now we're going to work the arms by doing that repeatedly, okay? So you're really using the strength, and the leg is the weight, the resistance that you're working against. Strong, open, and go. So at first you're thinking, this seems okay, this isn't too hard, she says confidently. But as we keep going, your leg's going to start to feel a little bit heavier. And I want you to squeeze up and use those arms with a little bit more intention. Work at keeping your breastbone lifted. And we're going to go for 10 more. 10. Make your standing legs strong like a tree trunk. Last one. Step back again to where you started. And we're doing the opposite. You were closing that hinge of the hip, now you're going to open it all the way back. Spread out through the front here. And you're going to do the same with your arms. Take them back. Changing sides. So a lot of the focus here is on this strong trunk, okay? So don't let this wobble too much from side to side or down and up. It's really just a simple motion of up and down. Let's go. Strong pull up. Good, how you doing? Now, don't start to crunch through those lovely shoulders. Keep them wide. Squeeze through the arms, squeeze up. Now, this all depends how heavy your leg is, how hard this is for you. So this might be harder for me than it is for you. Depends how strong your arms are. 10 more. 9, have you got your balance? So you know I like to do a few things at the one time. So you're working on balance. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, as well as that strong, long trunk. 1. Keep that strong, long trunk. Take that foot back. Go down in the lift. Bum under. Open through that groin at the front. Open through your arms and your chest. I'm heading into my lavender a little bit. And we're going to stay with the idea of this really strong trunk for the last exercise. So still sideways with this split leg, but you're just going to hinge forwards a little. Keep the length from tailbone to crown and open your arms up. So you're here, okay? So let the arms float up to shoulder height, then turn them all the way up like goalposts or a cactus if you like, but you're tipped forwards. Then into a fly press. So elbows together, really push them together. You should feel maybe a little stretch in between your shoulder blades at the back. And then open out, but without sacrificing that trunk strength. But maybe let your arms feel like they're coming out of their sockets a little bit more. Close right in, elbow to elbow again. From crown to toe, get longer. Breath out, open. Wide. Longer. Squeeze. Inhale. And change legs. So there's lots of things going on here. You've got this trunk tilt, strength. You've got this rotation in the sockets of the shoulders. And then you've got the close, making space across the back of yourself. And then you've got the open, to make space to enjoy breathing in, close again. Now the standing leg can soften a little bit, there's no problem, as long as this trunk stays long and strong. Now if your shoulders are a bit pinchy or clunky, you can always come down a bit here, okay? And that might reduce any little bit of clicking that you might have in one shoulder. I know I can get that sometimes. Let this come down. We're going to change sides again. And if you want to, just take the feet a little bit closer together for balance and tip forward just a touch. If you're feeling strong, tip forward good bit and float that back leg up and through. And close. And open. Squeeze closed. Breathe. Now you're doing great. Think about how long and strong your body is, all the way from toe to crown. Think about how you're moving through the sockets of those shoulders, improving the rotation and the mobility there. And feel how you can take a nice breath into that open chest as you... Great, one more. Super work. So it's a bit of work for the standing leg. That's as it should be. Change sides. Strong. Float if you can. Shoulders. Turn into goalposts. Don't fall into the lavender. And go. Now I'm going to go quiet, and I want you to just focus on all that movement in the shoulder sockets. Now focus on your strong tummy, picked up away from the ground. And now your long leg. Okay, so it's hard for me to be quiet for too long. Roll back, come across, give yourself a little cuddle. Stretch through, breathe in. Now I would thoroughly recommend going out in the garden to do something, if you have a garden. Now, I'm in the middle of an estate. I'm sure the neighbours all look out and think, what's she doing? But I don't care. Small circles. 3, 2, last one. Hamstring stretch. Toes down, stick the bottom up. And change. Heels up, long trunk. Toes down, little stretch. Thanks guys, see you later.